Hello, friends. This is ride number 5 for the Turkey Trot Challenge. And this ride was quite the entertaining as well as frisky ride that we've had in a while. This was the afternoon after we had a really hard freeze the night before. So I don't know about you guys, but my horses tend to be quite frisky after we've had a hard freeze and a big change in temperature, especially when it gets really cold kind of quickly. So our goal was to work on a lot of canter work today, but that was not exactly what ended up happening. So here we are warming up on a nice loose rein at the walk, just getting stretched out. And I have really been working on keeping Gemini at a working walk, which is a more forward walk. He has an overall tendency to walk pretty slow if given the chance, and so I really want to have control over the speed of the specific gait that my horse is traveling. A lot of times we can get kind of stagnant and not always ask for a more forward walk or a more forward trot or a slower trot like a jog, and that applies to the canter as well. It's really important to have speed control. So we've been working on that a lot, and then I ask him for the halt and he backs up. It's a little bit sticky in his back up, so I ask again for him to be a bit more quick in that backup and more responsive as well. And he does that really nicely here. And then I ask him for trot. And what was interesting here is I noticed that he was a little bit sticky being brought into trot. He was a bit hesitant. And then right about here, I noticed that his back felt tense, his body felt a little bit stressed, and then his ears went back, and I went, oh gosh, he's gonna do something down here. So I pulled him into a one rein stop, and to be honest, I asked him for that one rein stop a little bit quicker than I should have. But I had a feeling he was going to crow hop or break into canter or do something like that, and I just felt it in him. So I decided to shut him down with that one rein stop. If you are at an extended canter or even a gallop with your horse and you pull him into a one rein stop, you can risk flipping your horse. And so you want to do that one rein stop gradually. But of course, we were at a trot, so there wasn't really any overall risk of that happening. And then I decided to do some circles to get his focus back on me and get him nice and overall supple in his body, because he felt really tense there when he was traveling on the wall. Ask him to back up. He does that really nicely. Also keep in mind, when your horse is traveling on a circle, it is much harder for them to bolt, to crow hop, to buck, all those kinds of things. A lot of times if we don't have bend in our horse's overall body, it's easier for them to do those types of behaviors. So keeping my horse in a circle is a really good way to keep him flexed, to keep him listening, and also to keep me overall safe, especially if you feel like your horse might be trying to pull something funny on you. Circles are a good way to gain control over your horse's body. And then from the trot, I asked him for that halt, and it was really nice. He did a really good job there, so lots of praise. Then we change direction, work a little bit the other way. He's still a little bit quick here, so I'm keeping him on that about 20-meter circle. Ask him for halt here, going this direction. That was pretty nice too. Lots of praise because he is trying. And then I ask him for trot, still a little bit quick here, so to help get more control over his body and more direction, I ask him for a few circles. I'm basically saying, hey, I know that you would like to go faster than a walk, but if you are going to go faster than a walk, we're still going to make sure that I have control over where you're going and your speed. And he's going to learn that, doing circles is harder for them than traveling in a straight line. So every time he speeds up, he's going to go into a big circle, which is a little bit harder work than just going out on the wall and staying straight. Then I decided to take him out on the wall. My whole goal was just to keep him out on the wall without him trying to pull anything funny for this ride. And then right here he goes, whee! And there he goes, woohoo! Okay, one rein stop again. That was a little bit more dramatic. Once I have control over him and he stops, I ask him to yield his hindquarters over, and then we move on like nothing just happened. And we go back to trot, and I'm saying, hey, I'm going to really redirect your feet here at the trot. We're going to get you moving. If you'd like to go fast, that's fine, but we're going to do circles. And you notice I do not ask him to canter, because this whole ride he's trying to do what he would like to do, which is go fast and canter. And I have not asked that from him. And he just felt like he had a lot of energy. So I thought, let's put that energy to good use and do some circles and bending and get ourselves stretched out and kind of have an outlet for that energy. There he is, really nice stretch down. I feel his back relax. So I reward that with a halt, because keep in mind, going slower or stopping is a reward for your horse. Rest is a reward. Ask him to back up. That was really lovely. And then right here he tries to break into something faster again. And so I pull him into a one rein stop, really just shutting him down, because I did not ask for that. And then here he did a really good job. So I was giving him lots of vocal praise, because I just want him to walk on the wall without trotting or cantering, and he did. I was half halting a lot with my outside rein as well. And then I was like, all right, well, we are going to do a little trotting, ask him to halt again, make sure that our brakes are there, and we're going to end on a good note. Now, we're not done with our riding session for today, but I just felt like my horse had so much energy, he needed an outlet for it besides being ridden. So as you guys could probably tell, someone is feeling extra spicy today. Hi, you cannot eat that, sir. Sir. Thank you. Okay, so I think it's because we had like a really hard freeze this morning, and when I came down here just to feed this morning, Gemini and Slide, they were running around and bucking and just being like crazy. So I think it's the really different and like cold change of temperature that's causing him to kind of be like cold back like this. He's not normally like this though. What are you trying to do? You smell treats? He's not normally like this, and usually if he does it like once, then that's all he does for the whole ride. So I'm kind of wondering if he just has a lot of energy in him and he just needs to get it out. So I'm gonna put him on the lunge line, and we're gonna see if there's any zoomies in this one and get those out before I get back on. Get this on you, because you are feeling especially hyper today, huh? Yeah. Are you feeling especially hyper? Yeah, just feeling a little bit frisky about life today. Good boy. This on you. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. I think this one has a lot of zoomies in this big body of his, and I think he needs to just let those out. I just have a intuitive thought. That's what's happening here. And this is exactly what I was talking about. There he goes. He was feeling quite spicy, and he needed to let that energy go. And there is nothing wrong with getting on the ground and doing some groundwork, doing some lunging with your horse when they are feeling reactive or unlike themselves under saddle. It's so much safer to just get off and work them from the ground, kind of work through what's going on, figure it out, instead of continuing to just push your horse while you are riding them. It's so much safer, and you will also just likely be able to figure it out better on the ground, because you can see a lot more too. So I decided to lunge him a little bit, and he had lots of zoomies under him, and so he was like woo, flying around, and he needed to let the steam off of him, I guess. I don't know how to say that, but he really needed to get some energy out. And don't forget that groundwork is a really great way to help your horse focus on you and help them to respect you as well. If you do not have respect from your horse on the ground, you're not going to have it under saddle. So groundwork is so vital for that. Then we changed direction. It's been a while since I have lunged him as well, so he was a little bit like sticky at first about where he was supposed to be in relation to the lunge line and me. He was stretching down here a lot, which was really nice to see that he was relaxing more. There we are at the canter, going clockwise now, and he is always a little bit slower going this direction. He feels a lot more balanced and a lot more confident going clockwise, I've noticed, than he does going counterclockwise. So that was super nice to see him have a more controlled canter where he wasn't just being very extended. And then I asked him to yield his hindquarters and turn and face me, and he did a really great job. So he got lots of praise. He just had energy.
Well, he definitely had the zoomies, especially when we went counterclockwise. Counterclockwise is the direction both him and I struggle more in. I find that he's a lot more unbalanced going counterclockwise, and you can notice it especially at the canter. And so it's really important to, when your horse is having issues, you never want to just deem their behavior as bad, or like, my horse is being so mean today, because they're animals, and just like humans have off days, a lot of times our horses have off days, or something happened in the day earlier that could have like triggered them or made them kind of feel the way that they do. And so don't anamorphize your horses too much. It's your job as a rider to be the overall problem solver. Ask questions, think about it, figure out what's going on with your horse before you just deem their behavior as being naughty. For him, he had a lot of energy. He needed to get that energy out before he became a good citizen under saddle. And I could just tell that that was kind of the case. So we're gonna get on him now and see if his behavior will improve after he got some energy out. So let's see how that goes.
Here we are after doing some lunging. I want to see how he would react, kind of see if I correctly did my problem solving. What's funny is right here he breaks into trot without me asking, and he did not walk, so I pulled him into that one rein stop. And what was really funny is he spun around quite a bit until he finally stopped. I was not asking him to yield his hindquarters, but he was anticipating that. And then he finally stopped, and I was like, okay, we can move on now. And so my goal here was just to go back to what we were working on before, which were those circles, and get him really nice and supple and bending. And our ultimate goal was to ride him out on the wall at a walk and a trot without him trying to break into canter or pulling any funny business. And we did get there, you guys. It was really satisfying. But sometimes when you're working with horses, it requires so much patience, because you will be working on something that might seem like a really simple concept to you, but it might take your horse a while to understand what you're asking, or it may just take them a while to focus and really tune into you and what you are cueing them to do. And that is a huge part of riding and working with horses, is having the patience and not getting angry. They are animals, they are going to react in ways that we may not always find to be perfect or super easy to work with, but that is what builds grit and character in us, and is really important to remain patient, because they're really trying their overall best. It's an honor to ride and work with horses, and not every ride is going to be perfect and work out great. Here I changed direction with him to keep him focused and do a little quick turn there, and he was with me, which was really lovely. I also felt him relaxing a lot more here in our circles. He was lowering his neck, which is a sign of feeling more relaxed in his body. I didn't feel his back tightening or anything at any point. So that was really lovely to see. I have a big smile on my face because I'm just enjoying working with my horse. I never like to take anything too seriously, and I really just understood that he just had lots of energy this day. And then we actually tried him out on the wall at a walk and a trot, and he did a lovely job staying with me without breaking into the canter or without pulling any, funny business and stuff. But unfortunately, my phone died, so you did not get to see that final clip of us doing our wonderful thing that I was basically working on for the whole ride was just for him to walk and trot on the wall without breaking into a canter or trying to do anything funny. But we did get there, and I was so proud, and I decided to hop off and end our ride right there once he got what I was asking and once he did it well. So that was our ride for ride number 5. We did not get to do any purposeful canter work, I should say. We did have a few entertaining, spicy moments, if you will, but it was a good ride, and we did get there towards the end of him, really, really focusing on me and not pulling any funny stuff. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Check out Fox Run Farm in the description box below. They host some incredible challenges that I think you would really enjoy joining and being a part of. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!